What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of Cub Reacts on a Monday morning. Very excited to get into this one as we take a look at a brand new recording. This one coming to us from CKay off the new Sad Romance album. Very excited to get into this one. Goes by the name Lose You, featuring Ronisia. Very excited again to get into this. The collaborations on this project are quite interesting so far. We reacted to the Ayra Starr collab, I think, a couple of days ago, and we're getting into this one now. Again, the album's had kind of mixed reviews, but overall it seems to be quite positive, so I'm excited to see how this one it goes. I think this is one of the more popular tracks off there so far. So, without further ado, we're going to get into it. If you're new to the channel, make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page. Of course, turning notifications on as well, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. Without further ado, let's jump into it. CKay, let's go. Instrumental's already super spacey. Really cool melodies. Let's go.
You say you know do again, you don't need me no more. But don't leave me alone.
Okay, so right from the jump, this is going in a very alternative direction, I feel. This is what CKay has done so well across the course of this album. He's able to take these big, I want to say kind of electronic soundscapes and then normalize them into a much more sort of singer-songwriter format. It's very cool the way he's able to do it without kind of sounding strenuous or making his vocal sound like it's out of place. It just naturally sits. Everything's stripped back, and then suddenly you've got that very recognizable drum line, very recognizable drum sound as well, with that sort of clap slash snare, which is very sharpened, and then CKay's vocal just comes in as smooth as ever. Really cool introduction on this one, something a bit different.
And it's cold. I know be Moses, I know be John the Baptist, no be Jesus. I did do mistakes sometimes, I did fuck up, but I believe in me, I believe in me, yeah.
Loving that bass line down below. See what I mean? There's so many different melodies all intertwining with this, and this is a real strong point about what CKay does vocally. He's able to get all of these different layers going on, all of these kind of simple melodies that when they intertwine become this fantastic kind of menagerie of sonic aptitude. It's really cool to hear. On top of that, again, the bass line down below for me, very, very cool. The way it just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of warms up the entire end. It's like having a fire underneath a process, and you're just hearing this kind of just kind of rolling underneath, giving it a really warm feel. Lots of different melodic inputs as well. Great start. Let's go.
If I chose you, I did mental, I did Maya. T'as fait plus qu'il ne fallait. Tu m'as prise pour un jouet. T'as fait tout ce qu'il ne fallait pas. Tu m'as prise pour un jouet. T'as fait plus qu'il ne fallait. Tu m'as prise pour un jouet.
I've always kind of thought this.
T'as fait tout ce qu'il ne fallait.
You add a little bit of French to what CKay's doing, it becomes even smoother. I don't know why, I've always had this kind of association with CKay and kind of, I've never actually heard him speak in French, but for some reason I've always thought he'd sound great in French. Don't know why, but then you hear French speaking on a tune and it all kind of makes sense. Really nice transition there into Ronisia's kind of vocal presence. And again, kind of unexpected, the actual textures that we're hearing. So this is cool, man. The overall feel of it is very warm. Again, it has that kind of late summer, kind of sundown, sunset sort of vibe. And it's something that CKay really does excel in. I haven't heard a thing I dislike off this album so far, which is really cool. Interesting, I suppose, the way those kind of very, I want to say kind of digital sounding horn lines have been incorporated into this, just with a really simple bam, 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 bam sort of melody rolling over the top. Really simple, the sort of thing you could actually expect to hear in the background of like a grime instrumental, something like that. But the way it's been incorporated into this, it just gives the whole thing a kind of majestic, quite regal texture. Just feels like everything's dripping in liquid gold. And that's, again, that's a kind of running theme of a lot of CKay's recordings. They have this kind of drippy elegance to them. And that horn line actually amplifies that even further, which is cool to hear. And again, just that constant switch up in vocal styles the entire way through. It's really cool to hear.
Tu me connais, tu sais, j'ai plusieurs cordes à mon âme. Je t'ai attendu toute ma vie pour qu'il y ait un peu de goût de l'amour dans mon âme. Je voulais juste un hello. Tu m'as poussé à t'enfollow. Je t'ai haï, tu sais, je t'ai même maudit. Juste pour que t'aies la même douleur dans tes larmes. T'as fait plus qu'il ne fallait.
So again, this vocal sounds fantastic, and it really does work with the instrumental. But the interesting thing that I'm finding with this is when you just kind of hear what the melody actually is. I can't work out what that instrument is. It's almost like a kind of cross between a synthesizer and a kind of, I don't know, a higher-ended organ. It's just kind of, it almost feels like a kind of siren-y sound, very synthetic in the way it just kind of floats up and down when it's being played. It just has this kind of freedom to it, which is really cool. But again, that lead vocal from Ronisia sounds fantastic over this sort of style of instrumental. It just has, as I said, this elegance, this very regal kind of warmth to it, which I'm really enjoying. And again, it's a nice sort of storytelling element of the tune as well. I'm glad there's a bit of French speaking on this project.
T'as fait tout ce qu'il ne fallait pas. Tu m'as prise pour un jouet. T'as fait plus qu'il ne fallait. Tu m'as prise pour un jouet. T'as fait tout ce qu'il ne fallait pas. Tu m'as prise pour un jouet.
And again, I think this, like, I always try to find the sections out of tunes that could be the viral bits. I definitely think that this little breakdown here, this melodic, very instrumental section where you just hear a little bit of vocal from CKay, but it's primarily just about the instrumentation, all kind of, I don't know, all being galvanized and turning into this very euphoric crescendo. This is a great example of how to utilize instrumentation on a tune without it sounding like there's not vocal needed. Because there's still a little bit of vocal sprinkles in there, but I think this is the section that's going to get people. This is the bit we're going to be seeing used for highlight reels and things like that, which you kind of need to have on every tune now if you want it to have that sort of viral success. See that sound there? It's almost got this kind of natural, it's almost got this natural kind of envelope to it where the attack's just been kind of spiked slightly. So you hear this kind of, wow, wow, wow. It's a really cool sound. And again, it's very typical of CKay to kind of have a sound like that, which is a little bit unusual, a little bit unorthodox, outside the box, as we like to say, in a tune like this, which is very kind of typical singer-songwriter in regards to the actual melodies that are being used, but not the instrumentation, which I kind of like. And again, it shows CKay's ability to just switch things up and do things differently, but maintain that sort of, I don't know, global appeal, which is something he's very good at. What we'll do is let this run through to the end and then give it our final breakdown. But again, well done, CKay, man. This album's looking strong so far. And there we go. Nice way to round it off. A nice, heavily reverberated outro. The sounds of CKay with Lose You featuring Ronisia. This one off the Sad Romance album. We're going to be putting together a full review of the album project. We're going to be doing the tracklist tier list for this one without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm looking forward to doing it and hearing your opinions on the album as a whole. But guys, how are we feeling about this CKay project so far? We've reacted to a fair few bits off there already. I'm keen to hear what you think. So do let me know in the comment section down below. And about this track in particular, did you enjoy the Ronisia feature? Did you enjoy the kind of French-speaking element? As an actual creation sonically, was this one that pleased you? Was it a little bit too far outside the box? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Personally, I did really enjoy it. I think CKay does a fantastic job of showcasing that you can be creative and still appeal to that sort of global marketplace. I think he's actually one of the best at it right now, so there we go. Very much enjoyed this one. Lose You, CKay. As always, friends, if you're new to the channel, make sure you are getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page. Of course, as well, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. And we shall see you all next time. Have a fantastic rest of the day, and peace.
Sounding so good right now. Man, they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CUBREACTS TV. Stay locked.